I believe that humanity has a destiny that matters, manifesting dreams and transforming world systems. The Dalai Lama once said, "We are at the dawn of an age in which many people feel that extreme political concepts should cease to dominate human affairs. We should use this opportunity to replace them with universal human spiritual values and ensure that these values become the fiber of the global family that is emerging." What will it take to move our hearts and minds toward that destiny? Hello, I'm Joyce Anastasia, and I was deeply inspired to respond to that question in part by publishing my book, Extraordinary Leadership During Extraordinary Times. In that book, I explore 7 vital keys that I believe are essential for leading in our world in wiser ways, with concepts like power, truth, integrity. The 4th being separation and wholeness. 5th, dynamic balance. 6, our miraculous nature. And last but not least, 7, manifesting dreams and transforming world systems through the heart. By working with these concepts, we can dynamically transform both personally and globally through our systems, small and large. Systems like health and education, media and the arts, science and justice, economics and environment, infrastructure and governance, spirituality and relationships. Sometimes when we look at this larger view, it's hard to imagine that we, as individuals, can actually have an impact outside of our personal lives. For example, most of us know when we are unhappy and want to make a change. We need to discover where we can shift, and once we do, we can then commit to making those changes. This can show up as wanting to be in better health, and starting a new exercise program, for example, or being dissatisfied in a job and deciding whether to leave, or to help affect change from within, sometimes facing the gifts and challenges of being a whistleblower. Or even more personally, you might be in an abusive relationship, and you know your very life depends on your willingness and commitment to transform. These acts are acts of courage and can and do make a difference, maybe even more than you can imagine. What happens when that desire for transformation takes on a more global perspective? How do we begin to make a difference large scale? We start from within, one person and each leader at a time. I'd like to share a story about that and the intersection of the personal with the global. One day during a powerful experience I had in Colombia, in the heart of the Santa Marta Mountains, our team learned why this special gathering, which required great effort, had been called. Spirit spoke through the Mamos, those tribal spiritual leaders, and asked the tribes to seek help from the Western world. Why? Because both their government and the drug cartels were surveying the tribes' sacred lands, seeking to multiply their profits by using, or some say, exploiting its resources, including directing its sacred waterways, the source of the purest water I've ever tasted. What came to be known as the Dawn Gatherings was intended to open up people's hearts. The Mamos believe that the release of all this heart energy would raise the vibration, rendering it impossible to damage their sacred land. When I heard this, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that we were there to participate in honoring the best parts of the masculine and feminine within all cultures, to remember our miraculous nature, and to receive guidance and true solutions through our hearts. We came together to assist with a global challenge that many other countries and cultures actually share. And the cool thing is, as effective as that gathering was, it didn't stop there. Each person went home to uniquely develop and lead the way to address these concerns and share it with their global families, so they could each learn from one another, helping to manifest part of our collective dream, impacting future generations with our more beautiful treatment of each other and the planet. Imagine these types of problems and solutions creatively addressed until the best outcome is discovered through people and teams representing every culture in our world. Believe it or not, these types of dynamically balanced efforts, where intuition and logic, feminine openness, and action-oriented masculine principles have equal billing every day. This means that each and every one of us matters. We can make a difference, uniquely and together. We have no idea of the impact we have. Yet if our hearts and minds remain receptive, conscious, and responsible, we will receive the guidance we each need to transform and lead ourselves and others to our extraordinary lives and an extraordinary world. As the gifts of wisdom touch our hearts and ripple out into the universe, the children will giggle with delight.